What's good, YouTube? We back with another video, and as you can see by the title of the video, Death Battle, Madara versus Aizen. Bro, I be so late to these. Well, not really. I used to be so in tune to death battles, but like back then, I didn't know much about characters. I didn't know much about most of the characters that they shown. Back then, I was just a Spider-Man, goddamn Batman, and a couple game characters here and there. Like I wasn't deep into anime like I am now. Well, I'm not even deep into anime, but like I wasn't fucking with anime like I am now. Like I'm so in tune to the anime, bro. It don't make no fucking sense. Anyways, Madara versus Aizen, bro. I never even thought to put them two against each other. My favorite anime versus goddamn Bleach might be top 3 for me. It comes close to Naruto, but it's like, you know, it's like Naruto, AOT, Bleach. But Bleach is like kind of having a slight edge over AOT, but I still put AOT too, you know? So Naruto is my favorite anime of all time, you know. Don't even want to get into that because I will talk about that all day. But yeah, Madara and Aizen against each other. Not gonna lie, I don't know who will win. Madara, just bro, goddamn. I don't know how Jubidara goes up against Aizen, like the final with the one eye in the middle and all that. I don't know how he scales up against him. So let's get into it, bro.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Raycon. Raycons give you absolutely amazing audio quality no matter what. And they're a premium on Raycon. Madara Uchiha,
yes,
the legendary messianic shinobi from Naruto. Sosuke Aizen, the Soul Reaper who stood upon the heavens from Bleach. We may dream of glory, but these two have the will to power to take it by force and claim a seat among the gods. They're the biggest, baddest anime bosses around, and not even death can stop them. Ghost versus zombie. Let's go. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
10 years.
Endless destruction, countless dead, a plot to conquer the planet. The ninja world was at war. For the 4th time, only one man could save humanity from itself, from beyond the grave. The same man who orchestrated this war in the first place in order to end all wars forever. Madara Uchiha. From birth, war was the only thing the young Madara knew, and there was no ninja he liked fighting more than Hashirama Senju. They're basically ninja Romeo and Juliet. Belonging to opposing clans, Madara and
full name, Madara Uchiha. Nigga was 5'10"? Damn. Former leader of the Uchiha clan, co-founder of Konoha. Why do you know he got a favorite food? How do you know that? I don't even know that.
Hashirama were forced to battle each other for years, all the while dreaming of a better future. Their bromance eventually overcame their clan's differences and the two groups merged, creating the village of Konoha. But Madara wasn't satisfied with Hashirama's dream of peace through cooperation. He desired an immortal peace through total domination. Everyone else thought that was crazy, so he bounced, and then he came back to wage war against the village he helped build. Well, that didn't last long, huh? Madara's megalomania was perhaps fated, considering he is in fact the reincarnation of the demigod Indra Otsutsuki and the inheritor of his immensely powerful chakra. Basically physical and spiritual energy that makes ninja magic. Madara specializes in fire and wood.
Gunbai and combo. What the fuck is that? Sword fights out Jutsu, Hashirama says, which is crazy, bro. Hashirama is everywhere. Even after death, this nigga's still here. Some way, in some form, or some fashion, this nigga is still here. Hashirama cells. Even in Boruto, he's still here, bro. Like, niggas is still looking for the Hashirama cells, somewhat. Orochimaru is still using the cells. Like, bro, come on, bro. don't know.
Style jutsus, which just seems irresponsible to put those together, like a gender reveal party waiting to happen.
His wood is especially impressive, considering it's the only style of elemental jutsu that can create life. Why are you looking at me like that?
Madara can even use his Gunbai to absorb ninjutsu and return it right back to sender. You know you're a badass when you can take on armies with just a friggin' fan.
Madara has torn apart hordes of ninja without breaking a sweat, taken a beating from every tailed beast at once,
with no
and
eyes.
even defeated the 5 Kage, some of the strongest shinobi in the world.
The Raikages even stated to be fast enough to move at light speed, and even weaker ninja like Orochimaru have dodged literal photon beams.
But Madara's greatest tool is the one born from his very bloodline, the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. These magical eyes massively enhance his perception down to the cellular level, allowing him to predict movements, see the flow of chakra, and summon the
Gun can also cast a
I thought they were saying he has Izanagi and Izanami. I'm like, he did? If he did, why he just sent, bro? Somebody say this nigga's OP. He already OP, but like, they have both of them? That's fucking crazy. But them just
ninjutsu that'll trap anyone that looks at it in an illusion, and even break them out of those same illusions.
In Sasuke's case, even ones as strong as Itachi's Tsukuyomi, which can warp your perception of time. Itachi used it on a fellow Uchiha and made her live out her entire life in the span of 1/100th of 1/1000th of 1/1,000,000th of a second.
Like, bro, what? What? 1/100th of 1/1000th of 1/1,000,000th of that of the real world. Do you know how much this nigga here, bro?
And when she died in the illusion, she died
It
for
made me sound
real.
like I'm dick
If
riding.
Sasuke could break
Yeah,
out of it,
'cause it's Naruto.
Madara could too, easily.
And after grafting some of Hashirama's cells onto himself, he
Would always have a piece of his Romeo inside him. This is my ship, Wiz. Stop looking at me like that.
He not only gained a healing factor strong enough to regenerate from having half his body vaporized, but also the terrifying Rinnegan.
AKA the big chungus of all eye magic. The ringy eyes let Madara absorb chakra and ninjutsu, create invisible limbo clones, see and remove your soul from your body, and summon giant-ass meteors, as if he needed any more fucking powers.
While the Rinnegan lacks some of the Sharingan's unique abilities, he can switch between them at will.
After tearing the ninja world a new asshole, Madara was finally defeated in a climactic battle for the ages by his BFF, and thus the life of a legendary shinobi came to an end in the arms of his one true love.
What?
Or did it?
All right, this is gonna get pretty crazy, but just bear with me. Fearing a defeat in battle, Madara set a time-delayed jutsu that would posthumously rewrite reality and bring him back to life. And it worked! So Madara tricked another Uchiha, Obito, into witnessing his best friend murdering his other best friend. Then he tasked Obito with manipulating the world into another war. Meanwhile, he gave his own Rinnegan to Nagato with the goal of getting it back after he was brought back to life the second time with the outer path because he died again.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Nah, that'll never
It
work.
makes a lot of sense.
You're right, it didn't! So Obito went out and got the Rinnegan back from Nagato's corpse, because he died. Then Kabuto brought Madara back to life, and he got his
you
eyes...
can't skim past. Yeah, he pulled one of the greatest ass pulls of all time. This nigga pulled out the goddamn, what's the damn, Izanagi? I don't remember the name of them. I mean, I remember the name, I just don't remember which one is which. But one of them, he did one of them. Greatest ass pull of all time, bro. Not even gonna lie. She was tough. I was so ready. I'm like, oh, this nigga Obito gone. We ain't gotta worry about no more wars. Game over. Nigga pull back up. Like, bro, come on, bro. This nigga so
back from Obito after some backstabbing. Then he sealed the awakened Ten Tails within himself in order to gain ultimate power and create the world's greatest nap time ever.
Look what you people have done to him.
The fact that I understood all
Ten
that is
Tails'
crazy.
power would be awesome, but those stinky 8 balls of doom are so lame.
Don't let their size fool you. These truth-seeking orbs are in another league. The Ten Tails is strong enough to wipe continents off the map, and the orbs can be shaped into weapons that will completely disintegrate anything they come into contact with. Not even their lead. The Ten Tails is strong enough to wipe continents off the map, and the orbs can be shaped into weapons that will completely disintegrate anything they come into contact with. Not even ninja resurrected through Edo Tensei like Minato could regenerate limbs lost to the truth-seeking orbs, which means they had to erase his literal spirit itself.
Madara's power was so insane he was considered comparable to the original Sage of Six Paths, the dude who helped create the friggin' moon.
And when Madara created meteors, they were large enough to show up against the curvature of the Earth. Measuring their size and estimating the height at which Madara lifted them, they'd have to possess a potential energy of at least 372 petatons of TNT.
He was even fast enough to keep up with 8 Gates Guy, who kicked hard enough to bend space. Madara even has an attack where he hawks light speed loogies.
Considering even base Madara has displayed speeds on par with Light Timing Ninja, we know Ten Tails Madara would have to be significantly faster thanks to the Ten Tails' power.
With virtually no one left to oppose him, Madara's plot was finally in the endgame. He awakened the Rin Sharingan, and with the God Tree summoned, he cast the infinite Tsukuyomi, spreading the tree's roots across the entire planet and capturing every single person in the world. This would enslave all of humanity in an endless dream world, free of conflict forever. Peace through total domination.
Manipulating this tree with his chakra would have involved physically spreading its roots through and around the entire Earth in mere moments. Estimating the tree's mass and the speed at which the roots were moved, his chakra must have released an energy exceeding 1 yotaton of TNT.
And this was with just one jutsu. Is there a character that could possibly even touch Madara Uchiha?
Kishimoto himself didn't even know. Madara's power was so overwhelming, the only thing that could take him down was treachery.
Even the man with the magic eyes couldn't see that coming.
All that was—
I'm not gonna lie. Look me in my eyes when I say this. Kaguya was not a bad move. Kaguya was not a bad move. Just saying. I'm not gonna explain either. Just know Kaguya is not a bad move. When I first finished Naruto, I was like, what the fuck is this? But now that Boruto has came out and Two Blue Vortex came out, it's not a bad move. It was not a bad move at all. Kishimoto and Ikimoto, they cooked up. The anime, not gonna talk about it. I like the anime, but no, I'm not gonna talk about it. They fucked up.
Left was his old friend Hashirama, there to comfort him in his final moments.
Just like Romeo and Juliet, for never was there a story of more woe than this of Hashirama and his Madabro. I read it in iambic pentameter.
Is there a gas leak in here?
Now the real fun begins.
The Soul Society was in chaos. One of its leading Shinigami was set to be executed under suspicious circumstances.
Boy.
A band of humans from the living world had invaded to save her, and Sosuke Aizen, captain of the 5th Division of the Gotei 13, was dead. Murdered.
I just wish I didn't get spoiled. Like it's like, okay, this how I got into anime. I used to watch like anime fights. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I seen people fight, flashlights, all that. I was like, it's kind of cool. I used to watch all the fights. I watched Naruto and Sasuke before I even started Naruto. All 3 fights. I watched the Ichigo versus Aizen. You know, just the Aizen versus the Gotei 13. When he made dude kill Hisagaya, kill that one girl. I've seen that so many times, like it don't make no sense. How many times I get spoiled watching animes, and then I finally watch the anime, and then it get to the part I'm like, this looks super familiar, and then boom, the shit that I seen before comes back, and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't even got that excitement like I was supposed to have, cause I seen it already, and I was already geeked when I first watched the shit, and I was like, oh fuck, bro, I just wish I stopped doing that, but I do it so much. It's just, that's how I get into a show. I have to see the best fight from that show to actually get into it.
What dastardly mastermind could have been behind all this? He'd have to be a galaxy-brained 5D chess master.
The man responsible was, in fact, Sosuke Aizen.
Little is known about the man's past, only that he isn't a man, a human man, but a soul reaper.
These Shinigami are spiritual beings who ferry lost souls to the afterlife and purify those who have turned evil in the living world.
They're badass anime wizard Grim Reaper swordsmen, though Aizen himself was hardly that cool. I mean, just look at those glasses. Dork.
But this Clark Kent was harboring a secret. Aizen had spent years attempting to develop the means to ultimate power, ruining the lives of many of his colleagues via his twisted experiments.
Oh, so
when I got to this part, I was in awe. Like, what the fuck? He really changed these niggas into a goddamn hollow. Like, I didn't even, bro, my brain didn't even think about Aizen being being the one behind all this. I knew Aizen was a bad guy when I first seen the episode. I mean, when I first watched it, I'm like, oh, this nigga a bad guy. This nigga so nice and cool. I don't give nice people respect until, it's earned. I mean, until I start seeing them. Oh, okay, they actually a nice person, not a nice person. I mean, a bad person acting nice, Like Naruto, I thought he was gonna be a bad guy. Until, the backstories and all that extra stuff. Like, oh, okay, I understand why he acting like this. But yeah, Aizen, no.
Does it, he's a super villain, but when you do it to me, it's shut the hell up, Boomstick. You're under NDA and I know about the stuff you've done.
As a Shinigami, Aizen's body is made of reishi, being spirit matter, and empowered by Raryoku, being spirit energy. Entities made of reishi are completely invisible to anyone without specific supernatural awareness, though a Shinigami's body is still tangible and can be damaged normally.
And with his Raryoku energy, Aizen can create incredibly powerful blasts. He's so strong, weaker beings will literally disintegrate if they get too close to him.
This is due to his Reiatsu, a localized spiritual pressure exerted.
One thing I hate about this damn show is the power names are so difficult to remember. All I remember is the Zanpakuto, the Bankai, and the Shikai. Them the only three things I remember from this damn show. Everything else, a blur. I can't remember names. It's just a lot.
As a result of his enormous power.
He also knows tons of Kido, or spells. Yeah, he can create force fields, bend the light around him to make him impossible to detect, fire concentrated bolts of lightning, and absorb the energy from his surroundings to make giant energy dragons.
Perhaps his deadliest Kido is Kurohitsugi. After an extensive incantation, Aizen surrounds his target in an enormous black coffin that distorts space and time and tears its victims apart.
Aizen's plotting finally came to fruition during the invasion of the Soul Society, where he faked his death using his greatest weapon, his Zanpakuto, Kyoka Suigetsu.
The Shinigami Zanpakuto is a magical sword that possesses a sentient spirit. Kyoka Suigetsu gives Aizen complete control over his victim's senses the instant they lay eyes on the
that's just a fucking Sharingan. Like, bro, what?
Suigetsu gives Aizen complete control over his victim's senses the instant they lay eyes on the sword. This...
Like, you just say you analyzing a nigga, right? You looking at your opponent. Okay, got a sword, that's it. And you just glance by the fucking sword. Like, you looking, you glancing, you see the sword, oh, okay. You look, you get ready to fight. The nigga already got you in the, you're through, like, bro. Not even knowing, bro. This is why I can't be the main, I can't be a side character. Cause I'm dead, bro. I'm one of the first people dead. Cause, like, come on, bro. Control of the 5 senses. Get the fuck out of here.
Complete hypnosis traps its victims in a nearly perfect illusion that Aizen can manipulate at will, making himself virtually immune to attacks while his opponents are sitting ducks.
It's so strong that it kept a group of ex-Soul Reapers known as the Visored trapped for over 100 years without them even knowing it. It's one of the most broken powers ever and the definition of anime bullshit.
But it was all worth it when he perfected his ultimate creation, the Hogyoku, an immensely powerful reality-warping device that, quote, materializes the user's wishes.
In Aizen's case, it realized his desire to become the strongest being in the universe. With it, he can heal any of his wounds, even when half his body is vaporized. And more importantly, it exponentially increases his power over time through evolution by turning him into a horrifying butterfly monster man.
A being eventually strong enough to dethrone and replace the Soul King, the deity that controls the cosmic balance. Even a minor disruption in the Soul King's influence led to the three worlds of Earth, the Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo to start physically collapsing.
Then it implied that the Soul King has to be outputting enough energy to hold all these places together at all times.
Considering each should be roughly the same size, this would require an energy of over 140 zetatons of TNT.
Aizen is powerful enough to vaporize mountains as a side effect of a sword swing. His casual energy blasts can disintegrate huge chunks of the earth, and he can take on armies with just his Ryatsu alone.
He even defeated the rest of the Gote 13 without so much as breaking a sweat.
So he should be way stronger than Soul Society heavy hitters like Kenpachi, who sliced this 120-kilometer wide asteroid to pieces.
That's roughly the width of Great Britain. An asteroid of this size would have to carry a kinetic energy of at least 44 petatons of TNT.
And Aizen was so badass, he literally transcended other Shinigami in power. He was in a whole other dimension from the rest of them.
Until he fought Ichigo Kurosaki.
The battle we've all been waiting for! Way before this in the Soul Society arc, Ichigo was already as fast as lightning, and by this point, after all his power boosts, he'd even be faster than light. Hell, even weaker characters like this lady can dodge light beams.
Though their fight was epic, Ichigo had transcended the Shinigami as well, and even Aizen himself. Feeding upon his insecurities, the Hogyoku abandoned Aizen, who was quickly defeated and imprisoned within the bottommost level of the Soul Society's prison. Aizen was left alone. His great power, he sacrificed so much to it.
And that nigga in the deepest parts of the fucking world. Just for the nigga. Like, you can't kill this nigga. He's a fucking mortal. Like, you just have to let him sit there for the rest of eternity, bro. Which is fucking crazy. And then I know that they went to go get him again for help. Like, there wasn't no point for me to sit in this goddamn place. Like, y'all need me out there, basically. Like, it don't make no sense.
To achieve was gone forever.
Or was it? Somehow he ended up getting even stronger than before. What made him so strong? Could it be the chair?
It's not the chair. It could theoretically be due to the chair's restraints keeping his Ryatsu from properly releasing, building it up within him until he was stronger in base than he was at his previous max.
Nah, it's definitely the chair. And, since the chair could still hold him after he got stronger, wouldn't that make it even stronger than him? Even stronger than the Soul King? All hail the mighty Chair-sama, most powerful being in all of Bleach. He even managed to hold his own against the Quincy warlord Yua, who absorbed the power of the Soul King.
Whoa. I'm going to skip this part because they're spoiling. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I don't give a fuck. My dick work.
Now, it's time for a death battle!
Yes, sir!
You can see me.
I can see everything.
Did you see that? I would expect nothing more from a human.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of scared. I'm like, did they just kill my nigga Madara that quick? I know he ain't that weak now compared to him. But damn. Hold up.
Mere parlor tricks. Don't get so full of yourself.
Act like you can't do that. Come on, bro. Madara, we know.
19, Kuro Hitsugi.
Nigga sound like the Ten Tails. Oh shit. Animation went up. Right through them. Okay. Is he finna? Damn. Oh shit. Oh damn. My fault.
Hado 99, Goryu Tenmetsu.
Limbo? Yeah.
I love it. The thrill of battle, the pounding of my heart, the taste of my own blood. I love it!
Trash out, bro.
You almost had me there, you tricky bastard.
Nothing escapes my illusions, human. Know your place.
Ninjutsu.
What a wonderful dance.
Wait, I can't be too geek now. Slap it. Ah. No, that was a great one, I ain't gonna lie. I thought Aizen was gonna come back again, cause you know the Soigetsu or whatever it's called. That was great. That was great. That was
Of
great.
course
I
Madara
like that
won!
one.
He fake died twice for his 5D chess plan, while Aizen only fake died once.
Aizen and Madara were extremely evenly matched in raw power and speed. By our calculations, Madara spreading the God Tree's roots with his chakra was about 7 times more powerful than the best that Aizen could scale to with his rare Yoku. And both ended up being roughly as fast as each other.
While there are a range of possible feats and numbers to go with to determine their limits, the point is they're always going to be close to even.
Which means the main thing that mattered here were their powers and how they countered each other. Madara's enormous variety of abilities eventually overwhelmed Aizen.
While Soul Reapers like Aizen may be invisible to regular people, the Rinnegan allowed Madara to see invisible spiritual beings like his own Limbo clones. Hell, the Rinnegan lets you see and remove human souls, and that's exactly what a Soul Reaper is.
Both chakra and rare
True. Damn, I didn't even think about that. That's fucking crazy.
Ryoku utilized spirit energy and operated in similar ways, being formed into attacks like ninjutsu and kido. That meant that Madara's ability to absorb ninjutsu allowed him to nullify the vast majority of Aizen's range attacks, and even dispel his force fields.
And despite how OP Aizen's complete hypnosis was, Sharingan users can break out of illusions no sweat, even ones as powerful as Itachi's Tsukuyomi. And since Madara can switch between the Rinnegan and the Sharingan at will, he'd be able to break out of an illusion anytime he wanted.
Aizen's illusions are nearly perfect, but fellow Captain Unohana was able to subconsciously notice its flaws. With an eye as perceptive as the Sharingan, which can spot imperfections in genjutsus all the time, it was only inevitable that Madara would be able to quickly break out.
However, the same couldn't be said for Aizen, who never showed any resistance to the kind of mental illusions Madara can create.
Even setting illusions aside, the sheer quantity of offensive options at Madara's disposal, whether it be his clones, meteors, or monsters summoned by the Rinnegan, kept Aizen constantly on the back foot.
But none of that mattered if they couldn't kill each other, and both had pretty insane healing factors that could recover from just about anything, except for those pesky 8 balls of doom.
Madara's truth-seeking orbs were capable of...
Once you get hit, that shit, yeah. He did say that earlier. Yeah. Damn, that shit slipped my mind. Damn, Aizen.
Completely molecularly annihilating spiritual beings and preventing them from regenerating. And again, Aizen was a spiritual being.
Since Aizen lacked the ability to do the same irreversible damage to Madara, the ghost of the Uchiha had exactly what he needed to put this actual ghost down for good.
Aizen was an unbelievably overpowered foe, but Madara's own powers, illusions, and devastating truth-seeking orbs allowed him to crush the ex-Shinigami.
Sosuke should have kept his Aizen the prize. And
do you feel any
what?
shame at all?
You don't. You just be saying shit.
Ha! Double
Spewing
fun, suck it,
nonsense.
Wiz.
The winner is Madara Uchiha. Thank you for watching this episode of Death.
Appreciate you, Genki. Went crazy. But yeah, man, that's the end of the video. Shout out Madara. My favorite villain of all time. Women videos like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can know when I post another video. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.